Hello, Pokemon Go trainers. It's a Seahawks fan with another Go Battle League video. And this team, Tapu Bulu, it just can't stop getting wins and wins and wins. It's just incredible into the meta. And double water to cover the obvious Hoa weakness. Easy. They had a Lando safe swap and it got absolutely washed away from Shadow Gyarados. I like Shadow Gyarados because of the extra damage. Regular Gyarados, I do have a perfect. It's fun. The extra bulk can definitely be handy, but the Ho comes in and I leave with energy. I think I avoided an Incinerate. And the pacing to get to Aqua Tail's last season's Surf for Kyogre. Now Kyogre is still really strong, even with its nerf, but definitely have very much enjoyed using the mighty Gyarados, and we are gonna be able to Nature's Madness and kaboom! Oh, the Zacian they avoided. They made a nice sacrifice because we overfarm, get to the next Nature's Madness for KO, and when we reach a third Nature's Madness, the Yveltal goes kaboom! And of course, Origin Palkia is Origin Palkia, and it is just absolutely unreal. And it can survive whatever the Yveltal threw and can throw, and Yveltal did not have the energy. Now, complete Zygarde, also one of the biggest reasons, and the main reason why you would want to have Tapu Bulu. Definitely, I imagine a lot of people are going to be raiding Tapu Bulu when it does return. Although, unfortunately, it almost surely won't return with its special move, which also very nice, very, very good reason to have raided it this year. But understandable if you do not. It is really strong. The typing definitely was already known. It's just incredible into Zygarde. And getting that Solgaleo out was very nice. Chipping the Zygarde a bit, which is helpful. We have Nature's Madness, just going for some extra energy before we throw. Outrage, puny move. We have back-to-back moves. Do I throw back-to-back? No, I do end up just committing a shield to my Palkia because, it was actually really good play. And I can no-shield the Fly. That's not a Power Whip or Grass Knot. I think it's Grass Knot. They're they're so similar. I always confuse Grass Knot and Power Whip. I think it is Grass Knot. But I am going to shield up a Red Health Origin Palkia. Tricky matchup. We do Wombo combo, swap in combo play. And we are going to reach a next Nature's Madness because they have Outrage and Crunch, so. Yippee, no Earthquake, which, Crunch after Chip maybe would have been enough. Bad lead, this is why we have an ABB style team, so we can just pivot into one water type, have another water type. We respect the Brave Bird. We find a fellow Tapu Bulu. Now there's excelled up Besmai, which is fantastic. Going no shield. Nature's Madness does not take the KO. It does put good damage. They're gonna have alignment. So let's just swap into my Tapu Bulu. Gonna be a tricky matchup, but it's possible. They got Ho-Oh, they got Grass type for the water coverage to cover for water. They're going to throw ASAP, which is nice. They don't want to take the waterfall damage. Sacred Fire, and we are going to have 1 to 2 shield disadvantage. We get 1 KO with Palkia. We find a Kyogre. Okay, this is going to be a little tricky. Going to go for the bait. They have to shield, right? They have to shield. Yes, they do. Do they shield once again? We need them to go down to 0 shields. Actually, no. I could have just full sended the Spatial End. May not have been enough for KO, but wow. Thunder's not enough. I'm just going to continue full send. Well, going for the bait. And it takes a KO. Can I Dragon Breath down? Oh my gosh, I get the Dragon Breath down. They needed back-to-back moves to take my shield and KO or get a Bolt C down, and they needed to debuff me. Maybe if they, Nature's Madness, if they didn't have one, but like maybe if they just failed on getting to 2. But the debuff defense drop definitely could have been clutch. We Solar Beam, kaboom, the Shunda Mewtwo. Solar Beam Tapu Bulu, once again, another reason why Tapu Bulu is so fun. And we are just going to pivot into Palkia, even if it's play rough. That's still good energy to get out of Zacian, which is a real annoyance for the team. I mean, Zacian is just insane. We are able to grab a shield with Aqua Tail because they're going to farm down. We're going to take the energy into Tapu Bulu. Actually, we do shield. We have no shields now. We can get this Nature's Madness off, which is the reason for shielding in the solo, and we just gotta kind of hope we're in a good position. I pivot into Gyarados ASAP, and I reach the Aqua Tail in time. Let's go. I needed to reach that, otherwise, if they were able to reach Rock Wrecker first, that's a win, but let's go. They reach Rock Wrecker when I reach Aqua Tail, and I was just able to get to the move first. Got another Mewtwo. Are they going to fall for the Elder Trap, free shield, side strike? Now, if they were to shield, they get a free Psycho Cut and have a side strike loaded. But let's go, they get kaboomed. It's the boom, the kaboom. We're going to pivot into Origin Palkia after we land a debuff and get some chip. We go down to 0 shields. We respect the nuke. We find a Kyogre, which is actually fantastic. Like, surely they have to shield, because if I full send Spatial Red, they're toast. Yes. Now, because the last person, they did not double shield. But this one does, unfortunately. Okay. Is it enough for the KO? Do they go for Thunder or Origin Pulse? Thunder, okay, that's going to do it. And I overfarmed too much energy. That was bad by me. But Surf's not the KO. But I do still launch Nature's Madness. Definitely should have thrown it sooner. Gyarados is going to come in, and it's just going to be able to reach Aqua Tail in time. Let's go. We can get this Origin Dialga out of here. Shout out to Gyarados. Definitely a very strong Pokemon in Master League right now. Very nice. I mean, taking such little Mudslap damage. We're going to bring in to counter the Landorus Therian. We shield up the Stone Edge. We expected the Stone Edge and shielded it correctly. We're going to throw Aqua Tail. I think I maybe could have gotten a Waterfall farm down. A little tricky. I mean, it gets very close with the 6 mud shots for first 2 Sandsear Storms. Also, I think it's 7 mud shots for Stone Edge. We're going to pivot into Origin Palkia, and Ho just does not have the alignment it needs, and it's just toast. It's just cooked. You can't take me out without debuffing itself. In time. You see Yveltal, they come in. I'm going to go for the debuff and dip. They have energy on Tapu Bulu, which is going to be a little tricky. I do take 1 extra Bullet Seed for some energy that will be needed. Okay. Able to clean up the Yveltal. Only 1 move taken. No shields deployed. We find the returning Tapu Bulu, which is a little scary. We are able to get it down to red. Significant damage. Am I going to be able to waterfall down after only 1 shielding? Or are they bringing Landorus? Which is brilliant. I try to make a catch. I do have to shield the Stone Edge. Yes, I did. Whew. That was a good shield. I do pivot into Tapu Bulu to get rid of the debuff. And let's go. They just don't have the health left. They don't have the health left. Let's go. We have Premium in the lead. Trump Premium doing a lot. I can only reach 2 moves. Tapu Bulu is not able to survive 3 moves survive launching 3 moves, so I just pivot into Gyarados after taking most shields. We have Outrage, and this is why I have Outrage, because Origin Palkias come in thinking, oh, they're not going to do much damage with Crunch, but on the other hand, Outrage, kabooms! And I think it would have just survived a non-shadow Gyarados Outrage, which is a significant moment of why you have the shadow. Just an extra bit of damage, easy KO. I do get some extra energy, and I do leave with a Spatial Rend. I do get some pretty important Dragon Breath chip, and I can Spatial Rend, and I wasn't perfectly counting. Just I think they still with three waterfalls off a second surf, which the nerf from this season did not make a difference. You're gonna see my period coming in, and I can just one shield and waterfall down. You gotta be quick enough. You can't take a bunch of energy and then you swap and just absolutely destroy. Origin Palkia once again, and I mean this core is insane, but kaboom! You can see that amount of damage. I mean, it's not a one-hit KO, but it's pretty good enough. Now waterfall, farming up energy, definitely not much damage into Palkia, but the Outrage landed. And we do have a Duskmane Necrozma to deal with here. Sunsteel Strike kabooms because I sacrificed it. They used a bunch of energy. They don't have another Sunsteel Strike, and even then, it's not something that KOs me. And I was going to just go for the Dragon Breath farm down, but they threw a move, so I'll shield and take the Dragon Breath in a few seconds. Couple seconds. Next opponent, Kyogre lead. Okay, beautiful. Beautiful. We drag out a Zacian. Gonna be a bit risky. I mean, if they did respect the Solar Beam, but they go kaboom! Kaboom, goodbye, Zacian. They are going to be able to reach a move, of course. And actually 2, okay, but actually, hopefully, luckily it was only a wild charge. That could have been scary. And we're just going to go for Nature's Madness. I mean, it's such a safe play. You should be able to reach 2, or actually, no, they win Charge Hack priority with a close combat, which is actually pretty great. And we have alignment we need, even if it's a Blizzard or Thunder from Kyogre, going to be just fine. I definitely could have gotten some, definitely not the cleanest Dragon Breath and, timing from me. Being a bit sloppy just because I'm so confident in winning, but able to take the KO. They do still have 2 shields. And actually, I mean, it's got to be a little careful because they do have 2 shields. Able to take one of those shields and get some nice waterfall damage in. Out Moonblast, not enough for the one-hit KO. But if it's too bad of a Gyarados, definitely can get one hit. And that was a perfect level 50 Xerneas, best buddy boosted. With if you have a slightly worse Gyarados or not excelled, you can definitely be in trouble. But we have Giratina. I respect using Giratina. It's really good. And they do make a nice Nature's Madness catch, but that's still handy for a Ho-Oh matchup. They do get some big Incinerate damage, but with that debuff, I should do extra damage. And they do Brave Bird debuff themselves, and honestly, I was expecting a Fairy in the back, which to come in, for no Fairy to come in is actually pretty nice. This is the matchup I wanted. Palkia into Giratina. I was surely double Fairy, which Giratina lead with double Fairy in the back, Xerneas Zacian. That definitely is what I expected. I did take both my opponent's shields. But you're going to see, surprise their Pokemon, that's respectable. Respecting the use. And they actually do swap right before I complete the 3rd Bullet Seed. I do leave with the full move, which I was oh no. If there's Thunderbolt on Melmetal, they take the win, but it's Flash Cannon, let's go. And I don't mind giving a free Thunder Shock. I just need this damage. I don't take the KO. What move is it? Is it the Rock Slide that they should have thrown? No, it's Superpower, no wonder. And I do take the KO. They take me out, but I have a Nature's Madness to take the win up against the Giratina. There was only one fairy in the battle, and it won me the game with it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Definitely not the first time I've used this team, but it's so fun to use. Solar Beam Kabooms. You got Destruction from Waterfall, Shadow Gyarados. I mean, so much damage into my Period and Landorus. Origin Palkia. Definitely fantastic. Just such a fun team to use, and I mean, it is meta. Very meta, but also not the most meta. But thanks for watching. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and goodbye.